Hello, I'm Cameron from Inventor Inc. and I'm here with...
Josh, also from Inventor Inc.
You got it right this time. Anyway, so why are we here today? This is our new series that we're starting up. What's it called again?
It's called Rodger and Love at the Moving Pictures.
That is a shit name, but it might stick.
No, it's gonna stick.
How do you know that? It's up to these guys.
It's gonna be meme to fuck.
It's gonna be a meme. When I was a little boy, I always wanted to be a meme. Goal achieved. Anyway, so... Right, okay, so this is our new series, Rodger and Love at the Moving Pictures. Anyway, so today we're reviewing Truth or Dare. We saw the film, last night?
Yeah.
And what's your overall thoughts of the film, Josh?
10 out of 10, just one of the best comedies of the year. I mean... Yeah. I laughed so much, I could swear I almost pissed myself. Thinking about it right now, I might actually be pissing myself right now just thinking about that. I can't wait, you know, I can't wait for the reviews and everything. I mean, just the way the faces contort. I mean, you could not take it seriously. I don't think it was meant to be taken seriously, you know?
Josh,
yeah,
I've got some bad news. What? It was actually supposed to be a horror.
It was supposed to be a horror?
Yes, it was supposed to be a horror.
It's the worst fucking horror that has ever been made. Do not go see it. Do not waste your money on this. And if you do, buy the DVD.
Buy the DVD.
For the drinking game.
Drinking game?
Details at the end of the video.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Quick note, I do not... what's the word I'm looking for? I do not endorse drinking. And on that note, spoilers ahead and also parent guidance advised. You know, we have to throw this into the video.
Yeah, don't worry. We won't tell if you want.
I mean, there's going to be strong language and details of stuff. Anyway, so what's the main plot summarised of Truth or Dare?
Essentially, it's about a group of college students who go on spring break in Mexico. They go out, have a bit of a party. They then get taken by this one guy, I think his name's Carter. Yeah, Carter, who takes them up to this abandoned church. Now, they sit there, start drinking some more, and then they play a little game of Truth or Dare. And as they keep going round and round, it seems harmless enough until the guy who took them up there, Carter, leaves. Before telling them that he wanted to find people gullible enough to follow him up there to then start playing the game, in which, if they do not comply, they will die.
And that basically sums it up.
Yeah.
So, did you have any favourite parts in the film? Because I sure of hell...
No, there was not. As far as a horror aspect goes, no, it was just... It failed on almost every account. I think there might have been one. There was one good jump scare, and it was actually at the hospital when the main girl has just went through the dare of her best friend breaking her hand with a hammer, and the gay character, I forget the guy's name, it's fine. Anyway, he's sitting there and he's at a vending machine. Isn't non-assuming. You see this guy in the background who's just died. You see the sort of blanket go over his face. You don't really suspect a thing until you see him, the gay guy at the vending machine looking to pick something, and then you see the body slowly get up and then get out, and then you see it right behind him with the goofy ass fucking grin. That's just, and you're like, okay, here we go. Here's gonna be the jump scare. He's gonna turn around. He's gonna go poof. But no, nothing happens. It's like, oh, okay. So at that point, yeah, you're lured into a false sense of security. You're thinking, oh, I've got this movie sorted out. But then the gay guy's dad comes, and the issue with that is that the dad's apparently homophobic, so he doesn't know about his son. And you're thinking, oh, okay. And then the music starts to sort of prompt up, and you're like, oh, is the dad going to be the one to ask Truth or Dare by being possessed by the demon? But then just as you think the music gets up to the height, the old guy comes back and he fucking spins him around and goes Truth or Dare, and you're like, holy shit, that was the only good jump scare I thought, because it caught me off guard. Yeah. And I quite like that. Just sadly, none of the rest of the movie is like this. Yeah. How about you, Cameron?
I mean, I personally think it was... I mean, they did try to throw in a few other jump scares with loud sounds out of nowhere. That didn't really work, to be honest. Honestly, I think that was really the only good jump scare, to be honest. The film was entertaining, but to see it in the cinema, I'd rather just buy it on DVD and watch it at home, you know.
With drink.
What was that? Sorry, I thought you said something. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it's an entertaining film, but I wouldn't class it as a horror.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Especially when the main, demon is called Kleenex. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that guy can do?
True.
Apart from, not make your room a Jackson Pollock installation,
Yeah.
No black lights here, kids.
Okay, moving on. To be honest, I do think that the trailer was more impactful and more scarier than the actual film. It did not help that the trailer gave pretty much all the key points and all the good bits away. That is not how you do a trailer. A trailer is to build suspense, not give away all the key points.
Yeah, that seems to be a trend nowadays.
Yeah, which isn't so great. I mean, what's the point of going to the cinema when you can watch the whole film in pretty much
2 minutes?
2 minutes with a trailer. Oh, that happens. Oh well, that's a film done.
Yeah, don't need to go see that. I'm out, guys. Peace.
Anyway, personally, I don't really think there was too many good things about the film.
But what were the things you didn't like, Cameron?
This is quite difficult.
What is it?
The whole film.
Yeah, near enough.
Don't get me wrong, the cast were good, but I just think they were let down by the scripts and the story of the film, Because, I mean, I have seen a few of the cast in a few TV shows, which they do perfectly in, but, I mean, it's just this film. The script and the story of this film just lets the cast down, lets the crew down. It's not done to the full potential, I don't know who was the main person who let this script go, but I mean, at the end of the day, the script was just pish.
And what were some of the finer points, would you say? I mean, at least for me personally, I think one of the biggest things was the unnecessary drama that the film just throws in there just to extend the runtime.
Definitely. I mean, you could have made the film better without having the unnecessary drama, but do not get me started on the characters that were brought up but weren't looked into in any detail whatsoever. They never even had any flashbacks or their own character arc. There is a saying for a reason, show, not tell. Because when you're telling someone all this stuff, it's not impactful, whereas if you were to show them these things,
let them build up,
then it would be more impactful. You'd have some sort of connection with the characters.
You'd sympathise, is what you're trying to say. Which is the other major fail by this film, is that you just do not feel anything for any of these characters. Not only is it that it just isn't built up well enough, they're all assholes in one way or another. They are seriously just complete tools. I mean, what is it? One of the guys is a medical student, and he plays up the part of just being the cold, unfeeling, no morals guy. Yeah, he's like the most despicable arsehole. Which again, I am thankful that he's near enough one of the first people to get kick the bucket, and the way that it's done is also another just poor execution, because you have this character who's been well established as he's very careful with what he does, how he says, how he presents himself, right? He also doesn't do everything by the book. Like, one of the things that's revealed is that he sells prescription drugs to underage kids.
Like, he's breaking the rules.
And when he goes to the interview, when he goes to the sort of big med school, that it's not really said what it is, but he sits there with the interviewer, it goes well for him, and the way this scene is framed, you think at the end of it, okay, this is when he's going to get axed, because the interviewer goes, oh no, your application is very well, but I've just got one last question to say. But when it cuts away to the main group, and by this point, I think this is like 20 minutes into the film, all the characters realise, okay, it's not a game anymore, this is something bad's happening. So they go to save the guy, they see him come out, like near enough, just about to leave the interview room. You're like, oh, okay, so he's fine. So he didn't die. Well, that's disappointing. But the thing that pulls him back in is that the interviewer says, oh wait, sir, you've left your bag. Cameron, can you explain to me how someone as meticulous as this would forget their bag?
I mean, if you're resourceful, smart and cunning, why would you forget your bag? I mean, like, come on, if they've made this character to be such a sneaky, resourceful, cunning character, and a bit of an arsehole, we can't lie about that, why make him forget a bag? Why send him off that way in an unpacked
It's manufactured death? Like, just to get him back in the room. Like, they had a perfect setup before. I don't understand why they just did not follow through with it.
That reminds me of a point. Because was there not like talk that the demon is supposed to get these characters at their most vulnerable state?
Yeah, which was before. So why would he wait until like the characters are there? Yeah, like it makes no sense. But anyway, he goes back in. Then the interviewer is possessed by the demon. She locks the door, asks him truth or dare. Again, he is the most skeptical about this, so he doesn't believe that it's real. So he goes truth. But then the demon asks him, "Do you sell prescription drugs to underage kids?" And again, him not believing, he goes, "What? No, I don't do that. Why are you asking me that?" And then he picks up his bag, tries to leave. Door's locked. Demon possesses him, takes his little shiny pen, and stabs himself, and then face plants the wall to then eventually kill himself off.
Definitely. I'd say it was more gory than scary.
It's nothing because you feel nothing, and you see all the characters cry.
I mean, that scene in particular.
Yeah.
It was more gory than scary.
Yeah, it was more shock.
Yeah, they were trying to push shock horror on you. I mean, which you don't force shock horror on anyone. It's best to kind of play with their fears. Would you not say?
Yeah, probably. It's probably a better way. They should have.
Yeah.
Again, the previous setup that they had with it, with the way they jump cutted it, they should have just killed him off like that, and then the guy's got there, but he's already dead. Basically, I think that would probably have been a much better way to execute it. But it also does relate to the other big issue, which is how horribly the movie foreshadows like things that come up, with how they actually get to the hospital with the girl, the main girl's hand getting broken. Is that earlier? I think it was like 5 minutes before the dare happens. The best friend goes, "If you touch me with that hand again, I'll fucking break it." And the demon then takes that and goes, "I dare you to break her hand." And then like, the reason why he actually gets the pen and why that's supposed to be significant is that earlier his girlfriend says to him, "I'll stab you with this pen one of these days," and then Demon obviously heard that, took it, and then stabbed himself with it. And what was the other one? The
one on the roof.
The roof. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it was quite clear that that character liked her drink, which I'm guessing that's why the demon played on that.
Yeah, one of the weakest ones.
Yeah, which that it just felt flat. Yes. Because she was supposed to walk on the edge of a roof all the way around and basically on top of a house
until she finished the bottle.
Yeah, where it took her about 6 or even more
chugs. Like, or just sips. Even though there was less than half the bottle, I don't understand why she didn't just try and like just finish it, like do it all in a winner, or at least take 3 big slurps as she was walking. Because it didn't specify how many steps she had to take before she drank. Instead, she goes almost all the way around the house, nearly falling on a spiked fence.
Yeah.
But then that doesn't happen, and she's saved by the end of the day. And it's.
I mean, that could have been executed so well, because you see at one point during that scene that one of her friends jumps onto the roof and tries to help her, but she's like, "Oh, if you help me, I'll die because I'm not supposed to get help on this stair," which they could have threw that into it, because throughout the whole film, yes, it's hinted that if they're helped with a dare or a truth, that they end up dying as well. But they bring it up, they mention it, but they do not play on that. It's like
at no point did they do this.
Exactly. I mean, it's like supposed to be this major rule that if you help this person who's been dared, if you try to help them,
and especially because these are desperate people, so they pretty much do anything to help.
But I mean, if you think about it, like, what was the whole point of them running around with the mattress? Because they'd help the person as well, and she'd die anyway. So I mean, that whole scene to me just seems dry. It seems
convoluted, like
pointless as well. I mean, it's like they could have just played with that a little bit more.
A lot more simpler, easier done. Again, I think that is just best said for the whole film, because it was just so flat overall.
I mean, definitely.
That would probably be the best segue, totally, into the ending. The ending. Cameron,
don't get me started on that.
Give me the down low on what the ending was.
So basically, they go back to the church. They're close to basically saving themselves, but the demon stops them, and then it's down to the two main female characters. And the demon. Now, the one thing that I really just kind of made the film crap for me was the way they ended it. So basically, the girl had a smart idea of tricking the demon. Turned around to the demon, basically saying, truth or...
Well, she traps
yeah.
the demon in the possessed body because her best friend of the main girl is dared to shoot the main girl, but it didn't specify where. So then when she doesn't do it, she's about to shoot herself, but then the main girl grabs the gun and then shoots her. And now what this does is that it keeps the demon in the possession of the girl. At this point, the demon is obligated to the rules of the game.
Yeah.
So what did they do with this?
Oh, it's instead of basically daring the demon to let them go and save their lives, they asked the demon for a truth, asking if there was any way to stop the game, any way for them to survive. And the demon basically says no. And I mean, like why? I mean, you had the opportunity to save yourselves by daring the demon to let you go, because I mean that's the whole point of the game, truth or dare.
Yeah.
And I mean, if the demon has to follow the same rules, then
they could have done so much more. It could have been a lot easier, but no. But then what does the girl do with this information?
Basically, the girl, the main character, has a YouTube channel, okay? A bit like what we're doing right now on YouTube. No, but anyway, let me continue. Basically, she's got a YouTube channel and she makes this video basically tricking the whole entire world and all of her audience and following basically into the game. She says, I've got one question for you all, truth or dare. And
a lot of people, as we're led to believe by the series of cuts that we see, is that it's all over the world.
And I just feel like that, I mean, that, it's to kind of demonstrate that at the start of the film, the main character put others before herself. Now at the end of the film,
she saves herself.
She saves herself over others.
Killing the others, yeah.
Now, I get why that's there, but it just feels half-arsed.
They could...
let's make the ending as boring as possible. It just felt dry, it felt boring, just like the majority of the film. I mean, the film's entertaining.
But for the wrong reasons.
He was laughing at bits, I was laughing at bits. We found it more amusing.
Laughing at the whole thing.
Well, you were laughing at the whole thing, yes.
Yeah.
But basically, it came across more as a comedy, like
a dark comedy.
Like a dark comedy rather than a
serious horror, which it was trying to maintain. I just could not take it seriously.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, final verdicts. Let's put these people out of their misery from watching this for so long.
Basically, if you want to see this film, I would advise just buying the DVD.
And when you've got the DVD, side note, we play a little fun drinking game, okay? So here's how it works, children. For every time you see the goofy ass face and you're not scared, you take a shot of the strongest alcohol you have.
I can't endorse this, by the way.
Every time you see an obvious foreshadowing of a death or something dramatic happening, you take 2 shots. Every time there is an unnecessary drama that just should not be there and it just is there for the sake of runtime, down your drink no matter what it is. Is there any other one that I'm missing?
I really don't endorse this.
Yeah. So remember, children, drink it responsibly and have a fun time with this film.
This is not
targeted at children. It was horrible, and I'm not giving it a star rating. I'm just saying it's bearable to watch, but it's great if you're drunk.
Have you tried watching it drunk?
I'm going to.
Oh my god, that's good. That's going to be bad for us. I do not condone drinking at all. If you want to drink, that's up to you. This guy's just a crazy guy that you'll be seeing more of on the channel.
Hopefully.
And hopefully he doesn't keep on persuading you to play drinking games. But we've got one question for you, okay? I think the question is truth.
Yeah.
Or...
Which I'm going to ask you,
dare.
Cameron, truth or dare?
Truth. What? Nah, dare.
Dare. Okay, so for every episode of Inventoring Talks, right? For every time you repeat yourself, utter the term and your awkward pauses, and every time you just repeat yourself straight out, take a shot. And I'm going to give you a little hint. You're going to need a bottle.
Oh, Jesus.
This has been Josh and Cameron. I hope you've enjoyed the first episode of Rodger and Love at the Moving Pictures.
And the last thing to know, if you like what you see on the channel, subscribe, rate the video, share it with your friends. And you know, if you want to keep up to date with behind the scenes photos and all that sort of stuff and what we do behind the scenes, follow us on social media. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat and Instagram. And you know what, until the next time, catch you guys later. Signing out, goodbye.